How's it going,
How you
DQ?
doing?
You're an in-state guy. Just what age do you remember being when you first heard about the Carolina-Clemson rivalry?
That's a long time ago. I probably say like I was around 12, 13 years old. Yeah, when I really started to love football a lot. That's when I first heard about the rivalry.
You remember running down the hill with Nick at Clemson last year. What was that like? And just what does it mean to beat Clemson for you guys?
You know, it's a rivalry game. You know, you always want to win the rivalry game. Two in-state schools, and you want to compete to who's the best school in the state. And we feel like that's us, and that's why we enjoy that rivalry so much.
I guess coming off that win against Clemson last year in Clemson Memorial, your program's still looking for its first win up there, or first win at home against Clemson since 2013. What would it mean to be part of that team that gets that win?
It would mean a lot. Just knowing the history of the two schools competing. The rivalry, how deeply it runs. Just being able to win that game in my in the home state. Just in a stadium that we play all of our games in our home stadium. It would be amazing.
What have you seen on tape watching Cade Klubnik? I mean, you guys have faced him before, had a lot of success against him, but what have you done well against him before, and what do you see on tape this year?
He's a good quarterback, that can make a lot of tough throws. We have to be on our P's and Q's with him. He can, we played against him last year. He showed things he can do the year before that as well. So, he's a good quarterback, so we have to be locked in, to go against him.
With you being one of the veterans on the team, what have you been telling the young players or the players that are going into this game the first time, that this is a big game for y'all, specifically Clemson?
Obviously it's a big game, but it's another game. But it is a little bit more than just a game. It's a rivalry, a state rivalry, and Coach Beamer has preached that to us in the team meeting. Like, this is a rivalry game, so we really have to be on our P's and Q's. It's a lot of emotions that can come with it, but at the same time, it's still a game.
Hey, DQ, this doesn't have to be football related, but as we approach Thanksgiving, what are you most thankful for?
I'm most thankful for, the guys in the facility, my family, the people that usually you're supposed to be thankful for, the ones that's been there for me since day one. Really just my in-house guys, my dad, friends back home, grandparents, really everybody that has really helped me get here to this point.
What did the defensive performance you guys had against Coastal, shutting them out, besides the block punt, do for you guys heading into this week?
It showed us what kind of defense we have if we all locked in on the same page. When everybody's locked in on the same page, we feel like we're one of the best defenses in the country.
DQ, I'm sure you ran into Antonio Williams a few times during your high school career, and last year he and Moore are really dangerous targets. How crucial was it for the secondary to stick to those guys?
Those are two guys that we have seen last year and that can be dangerous. Antonio playing against us for 4 years now. He's a good receiver, so we have to be on our P's and Q's. Like I said, Coach Gray, Coach White give us the right game plan, and we have to go out there and execute.